And I can say that what has happened now ni kama tumetolewa nyama kwa mdomo, you know, like this was our source of income, and for some of the creators like in the industry, it was like probably their first deal yenye ndo wameanza kulipwa, you know. So hii inashukisha moral sana because influencers kazi yao ni ku-influence, and those are the jobs they do, you know. So I feel like kitu imekuja abrupt sana na imetupata ghafla binvu ile design yenye probably wangetupea warning ama watuambie we change something alafu ishindikane like iko hatuja change whatever we are supposed to change, and then so we ban the whole thing waseme. Because I think if you can advertise on TV, on billboards, then what's wrong with social media? I need upon the message sijawaelewa by the way, because I don't think there's kids on social media. Are there kids on social media? But kids watch TV. Kids can watch billboards even when they are, you know. And the biggest thing they're saying is to emphasize on people to bet responsibly, of which it is something that we can still do on social media. We emphasize on responsible betting, you know. So I feel like hapa hawajatupea hata chance ya kutusikiza wala kutu-advise, wa observe changes, and then probably wakiona watu hawacooperate, that is when they should have taken the action. But right now it was too early, too abrupt. Now wametupata off guard sana, sisi wote tumeshangaa. Yeah.
Do you feel maybe this is a declaration of war on influencers out here?
Kind of seems like it to me, because how do you just wake up and just decide something like that? They had banned the whole thing for like a whole month, you know. And from there we were expecting like communication to be given like new rules, new regulations. You guys should observe this and that, you know. But we never got that. The next thing we got was like a public notice, pop up.
And were you involved in the discussion? Maybe kama kulikuwa na board meeting?
Never. There was never a board meeting. There was hakukuwa hata labda kutu involve on social media tu Twitter ama nini. There was never that. Oh, X, I mean. There was never that. Like, it was a conversation between the board in the government, and they never even involved. There's a board nowadays for content creators and stuff like that, where Kina Trevor, they usually involved and stuff like that, you know. At least that board could have been involved. I don't know the specific name, but the board should have been involved. Content creators and stuff like that, it should have been involved. At least okay, we can do this and this and that. But I think ni watu wenye hawako affected na hii shit, na watoto wao, oh guys, sorry. Na watoto wao pia si ma content creators probably, so they can never understand what it takes to even get a deal from a corporate company wanting you to work with them. They don't know what it takes. So some of us, we try so hard to brand ourselves to attract these deals, and then the next thing, it's nowhere to be seen. So it's really not cool, and I think they should have involved us from the beginning, and even after today, whatever decision they take, they should still involve us.
And wakati tunazungumzia kuhusu gambling or rather betting, what are the positive maybe impact in your life ambazo umezipata from, you know, advertising gambling?
I get paid to advertise gambling, and myself sometimes I gamble too, you know, just that I do it responsibly. So this was the biggest impact I had. Was like, this was one of the biggest source of income. I was a brand ambassador, yo. So right now, hiyo mshahara yote lazima sana nianze kufikiria venye nita cover up, you know. These people used to support our music and so much more. Like, they played a big role in the content creation industry and the whole thing. So I think GovUp inafaa kuwa considerate, because these companies, they help, they boost their artists. They do things that themselves they don't do. Mimi siwezi nakwambia GovUp sai, so guys, naombeni mfanye product placement kwa video yangu, and then, you know, they can't sponsor videos, they can't do what these people, we work with them in those terms, and the field is very broad of how we can work together. So wamekata a very big part of support yenye tulikuwa nayo kwa industry. Na sahi, I think they should think of a way to compensate that, ama they just find a way of how we can go back to doing this without negatively impacting the society. Yep.
Tukimaliza, maybe do you have any message to the government?
Please go back to your offices, the boardroom, and talk about this. And this time round, involve us creators, us artists, everyone in the industry, because it is about us. It's not us. We are the ones that carry the society. You know, we are the ones that impact the society. So at least they should show us how they want us to impact the society, not just tell us, okay, just don't do this. It really does not work like that. And it might start with betting and gambling right now, and then the next thing tutapata ni kitu ingine tena tunapiganishwa vita nayo, you know. So before it escalates to something else, because sio watu wote wametoka hapa mbele kuongea leo, but so many people have been impacted, and they should know that. I'm sure kutakuwa na hiyo conversation online, and whoever is in charge should please call for a meeting. Let us talk about this and see how we can go back to the game without negatively impacting anyone.